we're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works. Because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, those books are mandatory because they show you how the world really works. Plus, the 3 kids' books, It's Time to Re-Educate. Also, those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon, much love, keep it coming. And then also those who are shopping at both stores, much love, keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first. We saw the altcoins pump, and then Bitcoin and Ethereum moved up a little. But if you're watching the indicators, and I always tell you, keep the eye on the indicators, it clearly let us know where the market was going. But guys, we know back is still going to give us a pullback. Do not get caught up in the fake out. You can look at the actual stable coins. I show you this chart. You can clearly see all of them dip, and we received that pump. We know the Fed is manipulating all this, guys. I'm not your financial advisor. It's not financial advice. Please do your own research. But do not let the dip scare you. We're definitely going to have a pullback. But like I stated, guys, we can clearly see how through the stable coins, they actually pump the market a little. But I guarantee we're going to have a pullback. Remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Don't forget the Fed. As we can see, the Fed is now up over $1 trillion. They're doing $1 trillion every day. Guys, those who've been with me from the beginning, you know, I pull this up every single day, and where we started at to where we ended up. We went from 1 to maybe 5 billion to actually none, all the way up to $1 trillion daily. It is out of this world. But guess what? The masses, the sheep, they don't care about finances. That's the reason why the Fed is able to get away with so much through so long. Now, guys, don't forget we have Grayscale. Make sure you're keeping an eye on Grayscale. Now we have Cardano keep moving up. Guys, we know where Cardano is moving up because we know we have the Alonzo upgrade. So anytime we have upgrades on a major currency, forks in a major currency, we'll see them moved up. But then we know what happens. They pull right back. And we know we're going to have a big correction in cryptos and the stock market. It's not even a question. Now, guys, we're going to get over to the crypto news. But I'm going to leave you with an interview with Jeremy from Circle, which is so important. And you have to listen to the nuggets that he says. Bypassing the legacy system. And then also, this is not about the bank and unbanked. It's about the new financial system. The way we pay is going to be based on the digital currency. And we have some big news in crypto. Now we have Visa as crypto payment starter wire to its fast track payment program. And also Jeremy speaks of instant payments of crypto holdings to users' bank accounts using the Visa debit card. Now we have Coinbase to add over 500 million to current holdings. So basically they're going to be buying crypto And guys, we know they're getting ready for the crypto winter. We know crypto is going to take a pullback. Well, we know that top 1% is definitely going to rise. Now we have Blackrock has almost 400 million invested in Bitcoin mining stocks, Marathon, Riot Blockchain, and guys, you know we were on it from the beginning when they actually went public. We know Riot Blockchain, I think, was like $5 when I was constantly talking about it. We know what the fourth industrial revolution looks like. Now we have top NBA pick Cad Cunningham signs deal with BlockFi, and his sign-on bonus will be in Bitcoin. And what do I teach you guys? They get the puppets, the actors, the actresses, athletes. And we know this young man is not conscious, but this is how the devil stays in control, guys. Remember what the crypto teacher teaches you. Now we have European Derivatives Exchange, Eurex Group, will launch Bitcoin ETN futures to meet institutional demand. And remember, guys, all the legacy products are being moved over to crypto. Everything is going to be put on blockchain and tokenized. Now we have all Binance users are now subject to immediate KYC verification. And remember, guys, that throws the whole point of crypto out the window. But we know the New World Order wants to do what? That's right, tax the globe. They're going to get there. And speaking of the New World Order, we have Wells Fargo and JP Morgan partner with NYDIG to launch Bitcoin Fund. And we know all the talk out of these big banks, the Fed. Oh, Bitcoin is just speculation. It's not going anywhere. But behind the curtain, what are they doing? They are building. Remember, all this is based off Freemasonry. And lastly, guys, we have 35 Chinese banks add the digital yuan to apps as lenders prepare for adoption. And another 94 banks plan to access the CBDC via clearing platform. And remember, guys, China is building the blueprint. The United States is going to follow. China, the dragon, is rising. In America, the Babylon is falling. Because we know when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you, don't forget about the books, Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. Also, if you're new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance, do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The Cryptoteacher stock channel. Do not forget about the Cryptoteacher stocks. You have your Kobo, your chips out, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, got their own stocks, the C word, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home getting free money and waiting on that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and y'all have a wonderful day.
Formed a partnership last December, really aimed at providing connectivity between this network of crypto wallets that Visa has been enabling with Visa cards and credentials and USDC. The specific announcement yesterday, I think it's significant in a couple of ways. I think the first is, the way that card networks work today, up until a solution like this is, someone has a bank account. That bank account has fiat currency in it. They essentially swipe or tap or whatever, which is essentially making a promise to pay. Behind the scenes, at some point, maybe later in that day, the bank that had those dollars for that end user will move them using the traditional bank wire system to Visa. Visa then figures out, okay, there's another bank on the other side, the bank of the merchant. And then it has a whole set of processes to kind of move the fiat currency, to the bank of the merchant. And then the merchant acquirer will, typically days later, actually deliver the funds in traditional fiat to a business. What this is doing is essentially replacing all of that with USDC. And so in this case, I'm a user that has a crypto-enabled wallet. There's obviously hundreds of these. And now there are dozens of these that have Visa card credentials attached to them. So instead of, the sort of dollars in a bank account, it's USDC sitting in a crypto wallet. And the USDC is the equivalent of value in the bank account. And when that person, in this case, say someone with a Crypto.com Visa card, presents to pay, the Visa actually essentially gives the issuer, the the crypto.com card an Ethereum address and says, hey, you owe this amount in USDC. And so instead of converting in and out of the legacy banking system with all the expenses and time delays and everything else, the actual transaction goes from the digital currency sitting in that person's wallet and is reconciled using, essentially what is the ledger of Visa to who's owed what in the merchant and user side of things. But the funds actually get delivered as USDC into a wallet controlled by Visa. And that is today done on top of the Ethereum network. If you listen to Visa's earnings calls and Al Kelly and others they talk about Visa being a network of networks. And you hear similar kinds of ideas from MasterCard. I think what it represents is an acknowledgement that the electronic stored value, however you want to think about that, electronic money, is existing in a lot of different forms, and it is interacting on a lot of new technologies. And the traditional kind of centralized, VisaNet, everything has to be on VisaNet kind of model, may evolve in a world of digital currency. Digital currency puts these digital currency assets directly in user hands. I mean, even a self-hosted wallet, a user can hold those. And so I think it's really looking at the future and realizing that there may be in the future more people on planet Earth with digital wallets that are primarily digital currency based and connect to blockchains than there are people with traditional legacy bank accounts. And talk about that. I think this is about the future of money here. I mean, I think the average young person who's kind of stepping into using neobanks like a Revolut or a Cash App or a Venmo. I mean, all of these products are going to be crypto native. In fact, many of them are already becoming crypto native. And the notion that your money is going to be digital currency and you're going to be utilizing that, whether it's in peer-to-peer payments or payments to anyone on the internet or payments to any business, that's just going to be taken for granted. So I don't think it's about unbanked or underbanked. It's just about what expectations are going to be for people who expect their money to be actually digital.
USDC rather than, say, Tether, they're the biggest stablecoin issuer. Is it partly due to the controversy surrounding Tether?
I mean, USDC from day one has been set up as a regulated, compliant, audited, multi-issuer kind of governed standard. We set it up through Center Consortium with Coinbase. That governance has really served it well. There's a very, very clear on and off ramps, and it's always redeemable. It's always accessible to be issued. And so I think that transparency, that compliance, that working with regulators from the very get-go and getting it to where it is today is a big part of why USDC is the fastest growing dollar digital currency in the world. It has been over the last year. It continues to accelerate. And clearly, companies like Visa want to be working with standards and standards that they can ultimately get behind and get involved with themselves. And that's just very, very different than anything else that's out in the market.
The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York. From COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.